This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
And good morning. Beautiful shot of sunrise in progress. Beautiful shot there. Look at that. That's nice. 6 o'clock and a breath of fresh air has blown in through the door. Stephanie was watching from home, saw me struggling, and rushed right in.
Yes, exactly what it is.
To help share the burden with me.
Went through the construction on I-75, a little morning excitement.
Yeah,
and
did you really?
It's all good. You know what? There were lane closures overnight. So
Yeah.
things being picked up southbound there, just north of University Parkway. And
All right.
should be for better morning commute for everybody. So happy Monday. Another warm and steamy start to the day, of course. We're going to check in with our meteorologist, Josh, and see how things are going for the rest of this week. Kind of typical July.
Exactly. You know, we live in Florida. This is the summertime, and this is exactly what we can expect. Warm, muggy conditions and a few showers and thunderstorms in the forecast. Let's check out the current temperatures right now around the Suncoast. Mid to upper 70s at this hour, so it's warm and muggy. We walk outside. A few scattered showers and thunderstorms off the coast here in the Gulf of Mexico, but these are kind of pulse storms. They kind of develop and then they fall apart really quickly. We'll have more scattered showers and storms later on this afternoon, highs topping out in the low 90s, but we are watching the tropics very closely, and we'll talk all about that when I return. Back to you.
All right, talk to you soon. Thank you, Josh. Some buildups now already. Only 6 a.m. Look at that. You'll see 301 southbound. A lot of folks leaving from downtown Bradenton for some reason. And you'll see plenty of red on this map there. Farther south now into Sarasota County. Build up at Bee Ridge in both directions, particularly as you head north toward Siesta Drive and Weber there. And farther south, all clear at 6:02 on your Monday morning. Topping our news, developing news out of Washington involving the president's son and an alleged meeting with a Russian lawyer before the election.
Yeah, it's all the talk over the weekend as well. The president's son is revealing that he was led to believe that the attorney had information damaging to Hillary Clinton. ABC's Janai Norman has the latest.
Russian President Vladimir Putin dominating headlines and the president's Twitter timeline. Overnight, President Donald Trump backtracking on a discussion with the Kremlin, writing, "The fact that President Putin and I discussed a cybersecurity unit doesn't mean I think it can happen. It can't."
We might as well just mail our ballot boxes to Moscow. I don't think that's an answer at all.
When it comes to Russia, he's got a blind spot, and to forgive and forget when it comes to Putin regarding cyber attacks is to empower Putin.
The idea outraging the president's own party as another bombshell makes waves. Trump's inner circle saying they met with a Russian lawyer with ties to the Kremlin last summer after Trump clinched the Republican nomination. Don Jr. revealing in a statement, "I was asked to have a meeting with an acquaintance who I was told might have information helpful to the campaign." And the person, quote, stated that she had information that individuals connected to Russia were supporting Mrs. Clinton. He says when it became clear the attorney had no meaningful information, the meeting ended. Though the White House chief of staff on Fox News Sunday painted a different picture of the same meeting.
There's a meeting apparently about Russian adoption. And after about 20 minutes, the meeting ended, and that was the end of it.
President Trump's outside legal team said in a statement the president did not attend the meeting and was not aware of it. Don Jr.'s statement appears to be the first public indication that members of the Trump team were willing to accept help from Russians. And this comes amid mixed messages from the White House over whether the president accepted Putin's denial of interfering in the election. Janai Norman, ABC News, Washington.
In Spain, an investigation is underway this morning after a horrific tragedy. An acrobat plunges to his death in the middle of his performance at one of Madrid's largest music festivals. Acrobat Pedro Monroy was dancing mid-air in a light box when he suddenly dropped 100 feet. To make matters worse, after the accident, the concert didn't stop. The band Green Day taking the stage, unaware that the tragedy had occurred. The band tweeted afterwards, "We just got off stage at Mad Cool Festival to some disturbing news. A very brave artist named Pedro lost his life in a tragic accident." Organizers of the event say they didn't stop the show, deeming it unsafe to have a large mass of people moving out all at once. And that investigation of what caused Pedro to fall is ongoing.
Back in this country, over 50 Florida firefighters are out west as several states experience temperatures in the triple digits, fueling more than 40 major wildfires from California to Montana. In California alone, more than 3,000 people are on the front lines of blazes in a battle on the ground and in the sky. A blistering heat wave in Los Angeles breaking a 131-year-old record. Well, in many states, the fires and the high temperatures are only part of the concern.
In addition to the fire, people will then, of course, be facing a power outage with the high heat. That can be a recipe for disaster itself.
41 firefighters from Florida flew Sunday morning to Salt Lake City along with 3 additional crews from Puerto Rico and Georgia.
In Pennsylvania, 18 former Penn State fraternity brothers will be back in court facing charges in the death of a sophomore fraternity pledge. 19-year-old Tim Piazza died in February after falling headfirst down the stairs of Beta Theta Pi fraternity house during an alleged alcohol-fueled hazing ritual. The fraternity brothers are accused of waiting nearly 12 hours before calling for help. A key piece of evidence in the case, surveillance video from inside the fraternity house. Prosecutors are already showing parts of that video in open court.
It is gruesome. It is remarkably barbaric what was done to this young man, and they made a decision that they were not going to see that particular footage.
I don't see how anybody, Joey M's in particular, could be charged with the knowledge that this was anything more than a frat brother who had too much to drink.
A judge is expected to decide whether there is enough evidence for this case to go to trial.
Amazing story here. A convict is back behind bars this morning after his second attempt from a South Carolina prison, and police say the tools he used in his breakout may have been delivered by a drone. U.S. Marshals say Jimmy Causey escaped on July 4th armed with a pistol, shotgun, ammunition, a cell phone, and nearly $50,000. He gained his freedom with outside help. Investigators believe that a drone dropped wire cutters for Causey right into the prison yard.
This could have been a catastrophic result because of cell phones and drones, and it's a simple fix.
As long as cell phones continue to be utilized by inmates in prisons, we're going to have very well-planned escapes.
The maximum security prison breakout was not the first for this felon who's serving 5 life sentences for kidnapping, robbery, and burglary. Prison officials say drones delivering contraband is on the rise nationwide. Now they're demanding that the federal officials get involved and allow them to jam cell phone signals to prevent future breakouts like this one from ever happening again.
2 people are recovering this morning after the amphibious plane they were flying crashed on Lake Ashby, that is west of New Smyrna Beach on Florida's east coast. A boater told 911 that he saw the plane come in for a landing on the lake and then it flipped over. The plane's 2 passengers ended up hanging onto the side of the caller's boat. The victims were transported to the hospital with facial and head injuries. Volusia County Sheriff's deputies responded to the scene, and now the NTSB and FAA will investigate.
Well, some sad news from Orlando, where a newborn beluga whale has died at SeaWorld theme park. Shortly after the whale was born, SeaWorld staff noticed that the calf was unusually weak, just surfacing briefly before it died. Attempts by animal care teams to revive the whale were unsuccessful. SeaWorld Orlando is currently investigating the cause of death, which they say could take several more weeks. And the spread of canine flu has dog owners on alert. And Ocala Park temporarily closed due to a rising concern. Officials say the virus is rarely fatal but highly contagious, and any exposure will likely cause infection. Veterinarians at University of Florida currently have 21 infected dogs in their care. So far, the outbreak is focused in the northern and central parts of Florida and still hasn't popped up here on the Suncoast.
About 400 divers and snorkelers were in the Florida Keys National Marine Sanctuary for an underwater music festival over the weekend. The festival at Louis Key Reef, among the world's 3rd largest living coral barrier reefs, featured hours of aquatic-focused music. The idea of the event, of course, to advocate more reef preservation. Some of the music included the theme from Little Mermaid, the Beatles' Octopus's Garden, and even Jaws. I think I want to hear that when I'm under there. The music was transmitted through waterproof speakers hung from boats. And we have the results of Marine's Lionfish Derby. They show that the number of invasive fish pulled from the Gulf is double last year's count. That's both good and bad news, of course. 15 teams went out this year, capturing 1,079 lionfish. The largest measured 1.5 feet long. For those who have participated in the past, the turnout compared to prior years is exciting, and it's good that people in the area are more aware about the threat lionfish pose on our local ecosystem.
We only had one team, and they showed up with 257 lionfish. And every year we've been getting a little more and more. So 15 teams participating today in the Sarasota Lionfish Derby is huge.
Well, once the weigh-in was over, arguably the best part of the Derby was beginning. Local chefs cooked up the fish for a sold-out lionfish tasting. And the winner of the chef tasting, Chef Steve Phelps from Indigenous, he was actually cooking up lionfish in our studios with Suncoast View last week.
Is that right?
I will tell you, it is a very mild tasting fish.
Yeah.
Nothing to shy away from, except they're ugly. They are
looks
so
like it.
ugly, and they're so dangerous. I mean, and the amount of them out in the Gulf and what they're doing to the other fish is awful. So go out there, bring them in, cook them up. You can actually buy the fillets at Whole Foods, so it's something we should be eating.
Okay.
One way to get rid of them.
Well, hey, you know, the forecast, typical summertime pattern, but something interesting is happening in the tropics, and we'll break that down for you when we come back.
Okay, also still ahead, a moving tribute to a young soldier taken way too soon.
We talk with a Suncoast Gold Star mother who received a special gift over the weekend in memory of her fallen son. After this.
Now's the perfect time to work with California Closets. During our Shades of White event, save up to 20% on our beautiful white finishes for any space in your home. Contact us today for your free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
Download ABC7's all-new official Suncoast weather app onto all your devices so you can stay informed wherever you go. With our full-featured all-new weather app, you can get weather alerts, interactive radar maps, current conditions, 10-day forecasts, traffic maps, and weather video from ABC7, all at your fingertips. And it's free. ABC7's all-new official Suncoast weather app, sponsored by Mr. Sparky. Just search Suncoast WX in the App Store and download yours today.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you weeknights at 5.
Now's the perfect time to work with California Closets. During our Shades of White event, save up to 20% on our beautiful white finishes for any space in your home. Contact us today for your free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Good morning, everyone. Good to see you. I'm meteorologist Josh Stone. John Scalzi has the day off. 76 degrees right now in Sarasota. Dew point at 74. Humidity at 94%. So another muggy one to start our day. Looking at the radar, it's all quiet along the Suncoast. Offshore, though, we have some showers. Even earlier, we saw some lightning strikes out here. These storms starting to fizzle out. But with the heating of the day, instability will take place. A few more clouds will develop this afternoon, and we'll have another round of showers and storms taking place with this sea breeze convergence, and that will be inland. As far as the national picture, as far as temperatures go, it's 69 in Minneapolis, 76 in up here in Chicago at O'Hare International Airport, 76 in Kansas City. It's a very comfortable and warm 92 here in Phoenix. And they're about just after 3 o'clock in the morning there. All right, checking out the airport delays. Well, since there's some showers and storms around the Chicago area, there is a little bit delays over there, so just look out for that if you're traveling up to Chicago. A 30-minute delay there. All right, the tropical season, full force now. I've already seen Arlene. We've had Brett. We've had Cindy just but 3 weeks ago. Could the next one be Don? Well, Don hasn't developed yet, but something is brewing in the tropics right now in the eastern Atlantic. Watching this over the weekend, the computer forecasting model has been taking this tropical wave and bringing it all the way close to Florida. Some computer models bring it to the Carolinas. Some bring it to Belize and into Mexico and Central America. So we're going to have to watch this pretty closely, but the latest computer forecasting model runs have this tracking west and then bank this thing up towards the northwest to where we're located. So we're going to have to watch this closely. Don't want to blow the whistle, but we are in hurricane season, and any of these tropical disturbances that develop, we have to watch closely, and this one looks like it could have the potential to become stronger. All right, at least there's no tropical activity in our immediate future, so if you're taking your boat out for today, expect the low tide at 7:24 a.m., the high tide at 1:09 this afternoon. Winds will be out of the southeast, becoming southwest later on this afternoon, about 5 to 10 knots. Going to be another warm one for us today. 91 degrees will be the current, or will be the high today, and our average is 90, so just one off the mark there. But it's going to be warm, actually, for the next several days, lower 90s, depending on where you are, possibly mid-90s, and afternoon showers and storms start to ramp up by later on this work week and into the weekend. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Josh. On the roadways this morning, some folks off to an early start. Fair amount of volume here and there, including 301 southbound coming out of Bradenton. Overnight road work on I-75 at State Route 70 down to University Parkway has been picked up, so all 3 lanes open there. As you head to the south, things looking pretty good in Sarasota. We've got some volume coming across Bee Ridge, especially in the eastbound direction. I-75 itself, though, moving well in Sarasota County, and it looks like it's smooth sailing and fortunately accident-free on a Monday morning right into Charlotte County. It is 6:19, and Christopher Cobb was the first soldier killed in Iraq from Manatee County back in 2004.
I recall, and his mother was given a special gift to celebrate her son's life from a Good Samaritan over the weekend. Our Adam Cellini has that story.
He was my #1 son.
Christopher Cobb is all over the living room of his mother Sheila's Manatee County home, but he hasn't sat in that room with her since 2004, the year the 19-year-old former Bayshore High student was killed in Iraq.
It's been 13 years since Chris died, and it's really something that somebody wants to do this to my son.
For no reason other than fate, Chris's story caught the attention of artist Cliff Leonard, a Vietnam veteran who now makes sculptures of Marines for the families they left behind, a passion project that started years ago in his hometown of Jacksonville.
I finished all those and decided I would maybe do all the ones in Florida. So that's what I started doing.
He called Sheila months back, asking for pictures so he could create a statue of Chris.
I just look at these guys as my little brothers, and I would like for their memory to live on as long as possible.
And Saturday, after much anticipation, Sheila and her son were reunited.
Oh my God. It's awesome. That's his nose and everything. Thank you for doing that.
In military dress and fixed in an eyes right salute, Chris Cobb is back home in Manatee County, though his mom says he never really left.
He's in my heart. He'll always be in my heart forever.
Adam Cellini, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
I first met her back in 2004 after her son was killed. It left a huge void, as it would for any mother, obviously. And what a nice thing. 13 years later, that nice gentleman from Jacksonville made that tribute bronze statue of him.
And what a gorgeous statue.
Very nice, wasn't it?
That's an invaluable gift to a mom.
Yeah. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, caught on camera, a dangerous hit and run in Tennessee.
We'll have the latest on the victim's condition and where police believe the driver may be this morning. It's coming up.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
Since 2014, Addiction Hope and Helpline has answered calls for recovery and treatment 24/7, 365 days a year. If you're depressed, drinking, using drugs, or taking pills, call now and talk to someone who cares.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Most insurance covers substance abuse. You can get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call 800-622-1941. 800-622-1941.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's and FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Pretty shot of dawn breaking here on the Suncoast. Should be a nice day.
Yes, we are looking at warm conditions, of course, and afternoon storms, so enjoy the morning sunrise. It is 6:24, and anyone who rides a bike, of course, probably has concerns about the drivers on the road and the possibility of being hit.
All the time. That's what happened in Tennessee, and it was all caught on videotape. ABC's Adrienne Bankert has the story.
In this morning's GMA First Look, this is the instant a morning ride turns into a potential life or death moment. Tyler No and a friend were cycling up a steep hill on a busy Tennessee parkway Saturday. A truck passes them, then this. The vehicle that knocks him from his bike keeps going.
Motor vehicle crash versus a pedestrian.
Saturday night, police arrest 58-year-old Marshall Grant Neely, a part-time dean of students at local private school, the University School of Nashville. This morning, the cyclist is recovering from serious but not life-threatening injuries.
My life could have been taken yesterday, and I'm just grateful that I'm still here.
And we'll have the latest on this brazen hit and run coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Adrienne Bankard, ABC News, New York.
Tyler loves chicken. Turns out his old dog food had chicken byproduct meal, not chicken. So I switched to Blue Buffalo.
Blue is made with the finest natural ingredients and no chicken byproduct meal.
We love him like family, so we feed him like family with Blue.
Introducing Listerine Zero Alcohol. It delivers a whole mouth clean with a less intense taste. So it has the bad breath germ-killing power of this, with the lighter feel of this. Try Listerine Zero Alcohol.
Gold Bond presents Shack Wisdom.
'Tis better to be calm, cool, and collected than wet, stinky, and rejected.
Gold Bond Men's Powder Spray. The powder you spray to control odor and wetness with an irresistible scent. Stay cool
with Gold Bond.
My challenge is to be in sync with my body, myself, my life. It all starts with a healthy routine. Begin the Activia 2-week probiotic challenge by enjoying Activia yogurt with billions of probiotics every day. Take the Activia Probiotic Challenge.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School, serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
As a singer-songwriter, it's all about creating high-performance art that moves people. Same is true in making gorgeous cars. Fiat designs it. You're the artist.
Choose your palette just about any color combo inside out. No small wonder, state-of-the-art style Fiat.
Now this moves me.
Oh, they're playing my song. Let the art of Fiat move you at Fiat of Sarasota.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate or shop at Goodwill,
I am creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-628-1251, 800-628-1251.
The official Suncoast Hurricane Guide from ABC7. Download yours today.
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, what caused a house fire that killed a man in Venice and injured 2 sheriff deputies? We'll have the latest.
Plus, we'll also hear from the Englewood man from his hospital bed who was attacked by an alligator while on the job diving for golf balls in a pond in Rotunda.
And last call has come and gone for a popular nightclub in Sarasota. We'll talk to the now former owner of the 5 o'clock club next. Your Suncoast News starts right now.
Live from the ABC7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning and welcome back. 6:30 on a Monday morning and a very pretty sky, although just a couple of those leftover pop-up storms I saw kind of flickering with lightning in the distance.
Oh yeah, we saw some sheet lightning this morning, that's right. There's the Ringling Bridge right there in the middle, the beautiful buildings either side. Good morning, I'm Ray Collins.
And I'm Stephanie Roberts, in for Jacqueline Matter. Now's the time to get out and walk or bike the Ringling Bridge because well, it takes about an hour of sun before it is really hot these days.
That's true.
These mornings, nice to be out and about. We're going to check in with meteorologist Josh Stone to see what we can expect for the rest of this Monday. Good morning, Josh.
Good morning, guys. Yeah, exactly. I was running yesterday, only could make it, I tried to do like 3 or 4 miles, but only could make it a mile yesterday.
What time? What time did you go out?
A little bit later than normal.
Yeah, that's the
10,
problem.
Yeah,
it gets hot.
It wasn't going to work. Anyway, let's check out the temperatures right now in the mid to upper 70s, depending on where you are. But currently here in Sarasota, it is 76 degrees outside. 74 is the dew point, so it is muggy, no doubt about that. As far as showers and storms, a few isolated showers and storms out in the Gulf of Mexico, well offshore, and those are starting to die down. But we'll have another round of showers that develop and thunderstorms later on this afternoon with the heating of the day. As far as your highest today, it's going to be a warm one, topping out in the low 90s. Back to you.
All right, talk to you soon, Josh. Build up there in 301 southbound as you come out of Manatee County heading towards Sarasota. Also, State Road 70 busy in both directions there in Manatee County. Farther south, you'll see a bit of a slowdown on 301. Kind of as you come by 10th Street there, southbound. Also some slowdowns here and there. Nothing major right now. And South County 1 slowdown at Business 41 in the southbound lane on US 41.
It is coming up on 6:32 and topping our news this morning. We are learning more about a large house fire that killed a Venice man and injured 2 sheriff's deputies.
Yeah, no name released yet, but it's believed it was a man who lived alone in that house in Venice. Our Erica Jackson has local reaction.
What started as clouds of smoke quickly turned into large flames, engulfing this Venice home.
I smelled the smoke. I heard the scream and I knew something was going up.
Lifetime Venice resident Brian Cavigliano says he was outside his home just after midnight on Saturday when he heard banging and screams coming from 1 block east. Cavigliano took action to save his neighbor inside the burning home.
After I used about 50 pounds of extinguisher powder, I saw that it wasn't doing nothing and it got up in the rafters, and I knew at that time it was just too big to take on.
Another neighbor with firefighter training tried crawling to the victim inside the home. While he also heard the screams, he couldn't reach the man. Cavigliano says his role as a lead fire service technician at Alliance Fire and Safety gave him the tools and knowledge to help save the homeowner. But the growing smoke created challenges.
My main concern was getting all the older people that was trying to help away from the house so nobody would else get hurt.
When Sarasota County Sheriff's deputies and firefighters finally arrived to the 3-alarm fire, they were also unable to reach the man. 2 deputies were later transported to an area hospital for smoke inhalation and carbon monoxide exposure, but were released later that morning.
They were only in about 3 feet, and they even backed up. The fire just got huge, real fast.
Cavigliano says he wouldn't hesitate to run toward another burning building to try and save a neighbor, but adds it can sometimes do more harm than good.
Never throw yourself in the way of a fire or that kind of smoke, because you're just going to cause more troubles for the firefighters and police to do their job.
The State Fire Marshal's office is helping Sarasota County officials with the investigation. Reporting in Venice, Erica Jackson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
I-75 is back open now after a serious crash in Manatee County shut down northbound lanes for several hours on Sunday. 2 lanes are now open between State Road 70 and State Road 64. The Florida Highway Patrol says there were several people ejected from their vehicles, and one was actually flown for treatment. All 3 lanes were blocked at one point. The lanes are now back open this morning. And troopers looking for the driver of a car involved in a hit-and-run crash that sent a bicyclist to the hospital. FHP responded to the collision at the intersection of Whitfield Avenue and 15th Street East in Bradenton on Saturday night. A car hit a young Sarasota bicyclist, then continued to drive away. Witnesses described the car as an older white or silver Ford Taurus with now damage to its windshield. No word yet on the biker's condition. If you can help, call FHP at 239-938-1800.
It is the end of an era for an iconic nightclub in Sarasota. The 5 O'Clock Club played its final shows under its longtime owner. George Generoso bought the club 20 years ago, and it became the place to be for live music, featuring local musicians and also some national names as well. The late Greg Allman and AC/DC's Brian Johnson took the stage over the years. The bar was overflowing in the early hours of Saturday evening as many came to thank the man who built up the club over the years.
The end of 5-0 as we know it is not the end of George Generoso as we know him. He's just an amazing person.
To say goodbye to George, to say goodbye to the club, to see our friends, the musicians, one last time.
I think the biggest and the most heartfelt thing that I had was that all the musicians came and thanked me. Thought that was something special.
The club was open until 2 a.m. Sunday, but it has now sadly closed its doors for good.
Yeah, I was there 1,000 times. It's had that old Florida charm. Nothing special about it, nothing fancy. Just old wood floors and kind of beat up sign out front, kind of.
It'll be missed.
charming.
Not a lot of places to hear the live music in Sarasota, so I hate to see one go.
You'll see what happens there next. 6:36 right now. An investigation is underway in eastern Manatee County after a fatal home invasion.
The neighbors are still in shock, and our Dwayne Lindo spoke with some of the homeowners in the community about the attack.
When deputies responded to a burglary in progress at the home about 50 yards behind me. The cause of death is not being released at this time, but they are calling it a homicide.
On a remote street in East Manatee County, a home invasion, leaving 54-year-old Dwayne Hutchinson dead in an upstairs bedroom. When deputies initially arrived on scene, they discovered Hutchinson's wife, who was also a victim, who told them 2 males entered the home and confronted her. She was transported to a local hospital and later released with no injuries. One neighbor who was afraid to reveal her identity says she was shocked when she heard the incident took place, and also says she didn't hear anything when it occurred.
Not a thing, and I live a few hundred yards away, and I have several dogs and never heard a peep out of them, never heard anything.
In the years she lived on the street, it was the first time anything like this has happened.
Not to my knowledge. My other neighbor said that the house down the street was broken into, but beyond that, I haven't heard of anything going on.
And not terribly afraid of anything like this happening again.
I mean, do you feel safe now?
Well, me and my 45, yeah.
Nearby residents taking the necessary precautions, while the sheriff's office is still investigating the incident. Reporting in East Manatee County, Dwayne Lindo, your Suncoast News.
Friends and family honored 2 of the victims of a fatal crash the previous weekend in Englewood. Hundreds gathered at Lemon Bay on Saturday for the memorial service of 21-year-old Austin Hershey, who died in a car crash last weekend, along with 3 friends. Services for Dustin Strong took place Friday evening, and services are still being planned for Keith Williams and Billy Solomon. The men were killed when the car they were riding in ran a stop sign and smashed into an SUV. The family in that SUV survived with just minor injuries.
There's new information now on the alligator attack at a pond at the Rotunda Golf and Country Club in Charlotte County. We're hearing from the man who was bitten in the left arm. Scott Lahodic is in stable condition now at Lee Memorial Hospital's ICU. Lahodic was a worker at the golf course. He says he was clearing balls in ponds on the course Friday when a 10-foot gator attacked him, chomping down on his arm.
When he initially attacked me and shook his head, I mean, he moved my whole body with him. He rolled, so I kind of played dead and rolled with him, and then the thought came to me to start punching him.
Sounds like that's a good idea. Wildlife officials say he did do the right thing. If you're ever attacked by a gator, going after the gator's eyes or nose is the best way to get it to let you go.
Easier said than done. And local first responders got a moment of recognition over the weekend at a Bradenton car dealership. Boast Volkswagen on 14th Street East held a cook-off for law enforcement, military firefighters, and EMT workers as a reminder that we appreciate the work they do every day.
They're the ones who are running into the emergency, and we're the ones running out of it. You know, it takes a special kind of person, special human being, to be able to do that and to serve like that. So today, all we wanted to do was thank them for their service, thank them for what they do, and appreciate them.
This was the first event of its kind by this dealership. And an annual charity fundraiser brought out some celebrity names in Lakewood Ranch over the weekend. Originally founded as a fundraiser, a young woman suffered from a brain aneurysm. Samantha's Friends has since expanded within the community to benefit handicapped victims with the assistance of a highly trained service canine. The nonprofit partnered with Southeastern Guide Dogs to help people take back their independence in the community.
Trying to figure out a way to get people to come, and that's how we got our soap opera actors to come, and we figured fans would follow. We'd like to get more of the local community involved, especially now that we have Southeastern Guide Dogs, which is just an awesome organization.
Celebrity appearances by Days of Our Lives star Walt Willey, Rachel Melvin, Martha Madison, Christopher Sean, just to name a few. Some of the items auctioned off included autographed scripts, an evening gown, and dinner dates with the cast. If you've got some neat pictures, send them our way. There's our Facebook address at ABC7. Also, you can write to us individually at our respective names, ABC7 on Facebook. Do you recognize those soap opera names at all?
You know what? I'm not a big soap opera watcher, but I recognize the dogs with Southeastern Guide Dogs because,
Yes.
of course, we are a proud sponsor with Southeastern Guide Dogs as well. Our guide dog Wrigley is about to turn 1, which I can't believe. I can't believe we got him at 8 weeks old.
Yeah, and you've got to pass that little dog off.
He graduates and goes to college at Southeastern at the end of August.
College.
So that's what we call it, Guide Dog University.
That's great.
Got a bright future, that guy does.
Yes.
Excited.
Bark is worse than a spite.
If only we can send up the weather. The dog days of summer will be my bad transition to Josh.
I like that, yeah. Florida summertime, it's hot, it's humid, but also the tropics are heating up as well, and we'll talk all about it when we come back.
All right, we'll keep an eye on that. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast. Shia LaBeouf arrested in Savannah, Georgia.
We'll tell you what police say the actor did and what he's charged with coming up after this.
Now's the perfect time to work with California Closets. During our Shades of White event, save up to 20% on our beautiful white finishes for any space in your home. Contact us today for your free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
At Tidewell Hospice, we know it's never too late to say thank you to our military veterans. The Tidewell Honors Veterans Program has provided care to more than 13,000 military families since 2008. Tidewell volunteers help honor veterans through special pinning ceremonies that demonstrate our appreciation for the freedom our veterans fought to defend. If you know a veteran who can benefit from end-of-life care, call or visit tidewell.org today. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Since 1928, Karastan has been setting the standard in carpets and rugs, producing non-allergenic wools that won't promote the growth of bacteria or dust mites like other carpets will. Karastan wools actively remove contaminants from the indoor air, making your home healthier. And there are many colors and patterns and textures to choose from. Come see for yourself.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
This is an important medical announcement. XARELTO and PRADAXA have been linked to uncontrollable bleeding and even death. If you've been prescribed one of these drugs and have experienced these dangerous side effects, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that PRADAXA can cause more heart attacks than warfarin, and other countries have already issued safety warnings against this drug. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. The call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to PRADAXA victims, and thousands of XARELTO victims are filing their legal cases. Call the Drug Watch hotline if you or a loved one used XARELTO or PRADAXA and experienced uncontrollable bleeding, brain hemorrhage, or even death. You must call now.
Call 800-747-0618. 800-747-0618.
Today at 4 on Suncoast View.
I'm Stephanie Roberts on Suncoast View, the latest on construction projects from our development expert, plus natural solutions for storm stress and Simply Gourmet Catering.
Today at 4 on Suncoast View.
Now's the perfect time to work with California Closets. During our Shades of White event, save up to 20% on our beautiful white finishes for any space in your home. Contact us today for your free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Well, yes, it is another manic Monday, but just breathe in and breathe out. Look at this sunrise. Gorgeous. Sun is rising here in the Suncoast. It's going to be another beautiful day, but another warm and muggy day for you, as temperatures are already quite toasty. Let's check out current temperatures right now. Mid to upper 70s, 77 already here in Venice and Inglewood. Temperatures are going to be on the rise into the low to potentially mid-90s later on this afternoon, probably mid-90s inland. As far as our showers and storms, well, everything's quiet along the Suncoast now. Off the Suncoast, here in the Gulf of Mexico, a few isolated showers, maybe some thunderstorms out here are tracking away from us. But with the heating of the day, we'll have some instability and get the whole thing going again with some more storms that will develop. So radar, pretty much quiet. Upper Midwest, though, not so much. We have a storm system that's plaguing the Chicagoland area, causing delays over here. And also, there is a hurricane. That's right, but this is in the Pacific Ocean. This is Eugene's, a Category 2 hurricane. It is moving out to the open waters here, and cooler waters is anticipated to dissipate in a few days. Also, the remnants of what was once Tropical Depression number 4. This will actually be coming our way by later on this work week to help bring us some more scattered showers and storms around the area. But keeping an eye on the tropics here in the eastern Atlantic, we have a disturbance that we're watching very closely. Our long-range computer forecasting models have picked up on this over the last few days, have given it a spread of about 500 miles of where this thing is going to go. Could go to the Carolinas, could go into Mexico. But one thing for sure, this looks like it is going to track west, and the last several computer forecasting model runs with this disturbance does intensify this storm and banks this right to the northwest where we're located. So we're going to have to watch this very closely. Don't want to blow the whistle on it just yet, but something to pay close attention to at this time. We are in the hurricane season. Any sort of flare-ups we take very seriously. As far as the tides go today, low tide at 7:24 a.m. The high tide will be at 1:09 this afternoon. As far as the rest of the boating forecast, this is what it looks like. Southeast winds becoming southwest this afternoon at 5 to 10 knots. Seas at 1 to 2 feet with a light chop in the bays. Water temperature very warm, 89 degrees. It will be 91 for our high today. There's an increase in rain chance throughout the week as the remnants of that tropical depression comes our way to bring us some more rainfall. And then all eyes will be on the tropics to see what develops next week. Back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Josh. On the roadways on this Monday morning, no rain and storms out there, so that should help the commute. And we're just starting to see those typical slowdowns there, heading toward 75 from Lakewood Ranch on State Road 70. Other than that, Bradenton looking good. Couple of slowdowns at the lights on 41 in Sarasota, but no issues on I-75. In fact, I-75 looks great all the way into South County. We are not reporting any accidents or delays across the Suncoast this morning. At 6:48 in this morning's Health Smart, recent findings published in Frontiers in Nutrition show that higher levels of chocolate in your diet may help our cognitive performance.
All right, bring on the Thin Mints. Chocolate's been shown to enhance working memory as well as improve visual information processing. As for women, eating cocoa after a night of no sleep actually counteracted the cognitive impairment that such a night brings about, which is promising for those who suffer from conditions like chronic sleep deprivation. Entertainment news: after nearly 2 weeks of concern, the teenage daughter of Gotham actor Donald Logue has been found safe.
The New York Police Department says 16-year-old Jade Logue was found Saturday after her father posted appeals to help find Jade on Facebook and Twitter after she disappeared. Police provided no details about how or where she was found.
Actor Shia LaBeouf was arrested in Savannah, Georgia over the weekend. Police say he asked a bystander for a cigarette, and when he was refused, he became disorderly, using profanities and vulgar language. LaBeouf is in Savannah filming The Peanut Butter Falcon. He has since been released on a $7,000 bond.
Spider-Man back in theaters with a bang this weekend. The latest film in the Marvel series, Spider-Man Homecoming, dominated the box office with a $117 million domestic debut. Fans and movie buffs seem to be happy to take it all in. At last check, that film had a 93% critic rating on Rotten Tomatoes, earned an A cinema score. Its earnings this weekend are the second largest in Sony Picture history, behind Spider-Man 3. Two other films in the top 3 this week. Despicable Me 3 came in at number 2, and Baby Driver was in the number 3 spot. That's on our list for the afternoon rains this week.
Oh, that's right. Since we discovered Netflix finally, there's no reason to go to a movie again outside the house.
Oh, I disagree. Those reclining chairs and the dark, cold air conditioning, I'm out.
Yeah, there's that. All right, still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast. We'll update the day's top local news headlines. And what has President Obama been doing since he left office?
We'll show you how he's taken the internet by storm. Stay with us.
The Alfa Romeo Quadrifoglio charmed us all and crippled the competition. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
You might feel like there's too many problems in the world, or that, you as a 15-year-old, 16-year-old can't really make a difference.
It's not always about you. It's not just one person. It's a group. It's a team.
Just that simple act is transforming someone else's life.
It's one of the best feelings in the world.
It'll just make you feel so good about yourself.
I'd do anything to convince you just to be a part of this.
This is an important medical announcement. BARD IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a BARD IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the BARD Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the BARD IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
For more than 100 years, American Humane Association has been teaching kids to be kind to animals. Those in our homes, on the farms, on the silver screen, and wildlife conservation, caring for the world's vanishing creatures. But we can't do it alone. Visit kindness100.org to find ways to teach kids how they can make a more caring, compassionate, and humane world for all of us.
A decade of war has taken an unprecedented toll on our men and women in uniform.
Hundreds of thousands of our veterans are suffering from the trauma of war.
At Justice for Vets, we believe that every veteran should have the opportunity for treatment and restoration.
Get involved and go to justiceforvets.org.
Help put treatment within reach of veterans in crisis.
Veterans fought for our freedom. Now it's our turn to fight for theirs.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining. ABC 7, your official Florida lottery station for the Suncoast.
Alfa Romeo got a lot right with the Giulia, but the handling alone is sufficient reason to get one. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
We call it the Suncoast for a reason.
That's right, a gorgeous sunrise this morning, but another hot and humid day is on the way. Looks like most of those storms strongest east of I-75.
That's been the case the past week or so.
Absolutely. A lot of rain at my house, which is east of I-75.
Yeah, there you go.
We are taking a look at the top stories following here on Suncoast.
An investigation is underway in Venice after a house fire killed the man inside, also injured 2 sheriff deputies. No name released yet, but it's believed it was a man who lived alone in that house.
The golf course worker from Englewood who was bit by an alligator on the job is now telling us he hit the gator on the head to try to get released.
And the end of an era on Hillview in Sarasota. The 5 o'clock club closed over the weekend. It was a top spot for live music in the area for years. No word yet what will happen next at that facility.
Seeing traffic increasing both directions on 301 in Bradenton, but no major problems. And that's good news as you come down I-75 into Sarasota County. A little bit of volume eastbound on Bee Ridge and westbound on Clark Road, but no accidents or delays for your Monday morning. How's the weather look, Josh?
Another warm and muggy one for us today with scattered showers and storms later this afternoon, but the rain chance does increase by the end of the work week.
All right, look at this picture of former President Obama and a 6-month-old baby. It's going viral. Little Giselle's mother snapped the photo at Alaska's Anchorage International Airport early on Monday morning. She says they ran into Obama as he headed back from a vacation. The father of 2 daughters remarked how quickly kids grow up, and the mom said how nice that he was to stop and pose for a picture there.
I don't think, and I don't blame him at all, that he has done anything but vacation since January. But I think after the job he had to do for 8 years, he deserves that.
Yeah.
But he's been all over.
All over.
It's amazing.
Yep.
And pictures everywhere as well. Yeah.
You know, not a bad choice there.
Yeah. So a disturbance out there you're watching closely right now?
Very closely. Any disturbance in the Atlantic we watch closely at this time of the year. But this one looks very interesting, has the potential to get stronger and potentially move in our direction.
Like timing-wise, if we had to keep a close eye on it for Florida, what are we talking?
Mid to late next week.
Okay.
Yep.
Down the road.
All right.
That's all we needed to hear. All right, stick around. Good Morning America is coming up next.
Enjoy your Monday, folks. We'll see you again tomorrow.